So, do you have some plans to provide this for your future citizens, or how you
I think,
look at that?
well, NFT is something which we are actually doing right now for the famous Liberlanders and for the settlers.
Hmm.
We're kind of building a history book where everybody gets their own card or NFT. And I think that's going to be pretty cool piece of artwork that we're putting together with one of the very famous uh, designers. It was actually just featured on the Times Square and also in New York. We started this project with NFTs, but it's more of an artistic work. It doesn't have that much use when it comes to the administration.
Hmm.
And everybody in Liberland has their own wallet, and they've got their seed phrase, and that is basically your identity. The NFT is just a kind of a cherry on the top in this regard. Not that I wouldn't say that's not necessarily that useful when it comes to the technological part of things, but it's definitely a great thing because we're building basically a history book of NFTs. As people came to Liberland, they helped, and they came with some notable thing that they did for Liberland. We're creating an artwork that is
Hmm.
connected with their person and their contribution, which is noted forever on our blockchain, and that is a tradable thing, piece of artwork, independent from the citizenship itself. Citizenship itself is basically your seed phrase in on the blockchain.
Okay. And one more interesting thing, as we know, Salvador provides also citizenship for Bitcoin investments, yeah, and they're using Bitcoins as their reserve. We know Argentina is also moving in this way. So, interesting question for me, and I think for most attendees. Uh, do you thinking about providing your own cryptocurrency or your currency, but on blockchain, or you using a standard fiat system?
No, of course not. Of course, we already actually launched a couple months ago Liberland dollar as the main currency of the ecosystem.
Hmm.
But there are two tokens. The second one is Liberland Merit, which is basically the share of the country which you get whenever you contribute to Liberland.
Hmm.
In order to be citizen of Liberland, you have to have staked 5,000 Liberland Merits,
Hmm.
which also give you a ownership of the country. So that's the ecosystem. Liberland Merit has been quite, I would say, volatile cryptocurrency. We had a race once Justin Sun got elected. Last week, it went 7 times up.
Hmm.
And we had some other, when we entered the Ethereum market, it also went very nicely up. So it's an interesting concept. We are also planning stablecoin, a kind of a stable euro that would be backed by both Liberland dollar as well as Liberland Merit to have a potential stability inside of the system when it comes to trading. And it's very smart, I would say, protocol that we want to implement based on over collateralization,
Hmm.
and this protocol called Money on Chain, which you can Google. So that's a project for the Ministry of Finance for next 5 months. So we will basically have like 3 tokens. One of them would be a smart synthetic
Hmm.
stable coin, which will be again over collateralized by both Liberland Merit and Liberland dollar. And then a share of the country, Liberland Merit, and the currency of the system, also used for the security of the blockchain called Liberland dollar LLD. And you can look it up. It's being traded on Solana, on Ethereum. We're going to Tron, which will be, I think, major event for us because
Hmm.
Justin Sun again just got elected. The founder of
Yeah, the
Tron, he just
prime
got
minister.
elected as the prime minister.
Yeah, it's a very interesting move to get more proven and recognizing, yeah, for Liberland, because I know about Liberland for last maybe 3 years. 2 years, it's for sure that I heard about Liberland. I heard about this idea, and I was really impressed that you choose to the way combine country with Web3 tools, with the new technologies, yeah, because it's our future.
Yeah, for sure. And it's kind of fun when I get now these informations from the diplomatic arena. Of course, we already have some sort of system of intelligence for
Hmm.
Liberland. So when I get these informations, how intensively was now Liberland discussed between different
Hmm.
countries on different levels within the diplomatic meetings, and we even became the topic of one of the big international organizations. We're starting to make waves, and I'm happy for it. Like the concept of Liberland is now basically being discussed by the establishment.
Hmm.
They have to make up their mind what they will do with it. They can endorse it, they can ignore it, they can fight it. But to be honest with you, we don't care. We're decentralized.
Hmm.
We're not going away, and we're just going to grow.
Okay, sounds very interesting. So, main question of our panel is crypto. It's a future bubble or life-changing technologies? What's your point of view at this question?
Well, it's of course fundamentally better than the fiat system, providing completely different level of transparency and efficiency. It doesn't sleep over the weekend like banks. It simply is a fundamentally better system, and
Mm-hmm.
we know very well that I would say another 12 years it will like the world will flip upside down in this regard. The banks and the fiat system will be kind of minority,
Mm-hmm.
and the majority of the trade will be happening in crypto. So it's really we're still early, and we know there are these cycles of adoption,
Mm-hmm.
and they usually are 10 to 12 years, the initial adoption phase. So from 0 to 10% of population starts using something. And I think we are over this phase right now with Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Some countries, I think, report 12, 13% adoption of the by the population. Some are even higher. And then there is this like mainstream adoption phase from 10 to 90% that takes another 10 to 12 years.
Mm-hmm.
And we are just at the beginning of that cycle. And then there is another 12 years from 90 to, let's say, 98% of adoption in the society. And that will be kind of the final phase of adoption. But I think we're still early, really early, because the world will be flipped upside down. And when it comes to the flipping upside down the
Mm-hmm.
political systems and utilizing blockchain in nation state governance, I believe we're at the very beginning of that first cycle. So kind of Liberland was very early in that regard. But so let's say there is 1 million people that applied for citizenship of Liberland currently, and we include also all email applications.
Mm-hmm.
But there is 8 billion people living there. So we basically have we can expand 8,000x. So we're still very small. In order to
Mm-hmm.
get to 1%, we would have to be at 80 million people.
Mm-hmm.
But we will see the same adoption phases for utilizing blockchain for the governance of nation state. And again, I believe we're at the very beginning of the first phase. That means in next 12 years there will be uh, in the end of this 12-year cycle or 10-year
Mm-hmm.
cycle, there will be 10% of global population that
Mm-hmm.
will be run by blockchain governance. And probably in 5
Mm-hmm.
years from now, there will be another sovereign state that is already existing that will be adopting these technologies. That's my prediction about this. And Liberland will grow in parallel with it. It
Mm-hmm.
will actually become a major power um, when it comes to states as well. We will probably get another couple million people to sign up in next 2-3 years. But maybe then it will end up to be tens of millions of people that will utilize the system. We just need to fine tune exactly the utilities and onboarding of people into blockchain as
Mm-hmm.
well as other services. So I think we have done a couple other cool things on site. And one of them is Uberization of police, but basically Uberization of anything
Mm-hmm.
that you can think of. So anywhere around the world, you can use the Liberland e-residency app called Liberland Services, now available both for Android and iPhone. And you can ask for services or offer services and create a auction. And I think that will really help expand Liberland businesses, but also Liberland security. In Liberland, whenever you have a problem, you basically start a security auction. That's one thing. And also our system of decentralized justice will help people to sort out their online commerce disputes in a very quick and efficient way by offering the market of judges. I think those will be the two main factors how Liberland will expand outside of its borders. Again, we're just at the very beginning. We released the first beta version after 3 years of development, but I'm quite confident that we will get it all set up by the end of the year, and then we will be able to onboard millions of people into it.
Okay. Okay, and one more interesting question. As you know, you have a member of Congress, Evan Lutra, yeah? I'm searching about Evan Lutra. I know about him for last 2 years, and I love one of his project named Casa NFT, yeah? When he takes a part of assets tokenization, yeah, he building his villas, sharing some parts with NFTs, yeah. So maybe you have some plans to grow your country, making some area tokenization, yeah. For example, to provide more touristic place where you can make NFT owning on some objects in your country, and this can give you more citizenships.
Well, not just in our country, but also outside of the country. So we're building currently 2 resorts, one in Croatia and one in Serbia next to Liberland. There will be fully tokenized. Actually, the Croatian smaller project is already on the Liberland exchange. So if you jump into our DEX, I think if you go to blockchain.liberland.org, anybody can now enter without even having identity. So you can check the first shares of a project outside of Liberland is being traded. It's the short version of the token is LSS. There is very little liquidity right now, and we will probably sell the shares mostly OTC. But it's really cool to see that that these projects are taking off, and Liberlanders did build around 30 different villages around the world. If you go to our website, look into diaspora villages of Liberland, you will see that, and we will utilize the system of tokenization and incorporation through our Tanzanian friends to basically expand legally around the world using blockchain technology, as well as a trusted system of Liberland companies and trusted system of Liberland courts.
Okay. Also, one more interesting question. Are you planning to use Bitcoin as a reserve currency for your country?
Yes, yes. So 90% of our reserve assets for last 10 years are actually in Bitcoin. Then Ethereum became a major part for some time because it was growing 50 times faster than Bitcoin. But we are back to, let's say, 90%. We are also diversifying a little bit into gold. We just announced the issuance of a gold currency, not coins, but actually notes. 1/500th of ounce will be the denomination of the note. It could be used for commerce, but we will mainly use it as a backing for Liberland dollar and Liberland merit. So we will have other type of asset, and I think it's pretty cool because you can use it for regular payments, but it's actually proper gold note.
Okay. And how to become a citizen of Liberland?
It's really easy. You actually have 3 ways of becoming citizen. The fastest one is just go on the website, get e-residency, and then contribute in a way that you collect 5,000 merits. That means, say, I would say rather small investment. We're still cheapest citizenship by donation country in the world by far, and that's first way. Then you can also just get e-residency and figure out how you can help in other means, but that usually takes longer time, and we require people to deliver around the same value. in some sort of way. And then there is also option that you get citizenship by settlement. So especially if you are from EU or Schengen zone, we welcome you to stay in Liberland as a permanent settler, and that also earns you citizenship. In winter now, the period is only 7 days, actually, but it will be again in the spring. It will be 25 days, like we had it over the summer. So there is a great opportunity to become citizen and live a bit of an adventurous 1 week in Liberland as another option. But you're not getting all the merits. You know, you will only get as many merits as you have worked for inside of Liberland, but yet you will get the citizenship with the passport and everything.
Yeah, perfect. Sounds good. Okay, what is the main killer feature for Liberland? Maybe it can sound very crazy, yeah, but you believe in it.
Well, to be honest with you, the main thing that I think world will wake up to is that we have tokenized sovereignty, which I believe is the highest class of asset that you can possibly tokenize. And Bitcoin is cool. It tokenizes basically money or creates a completely independent money. But if you manage to tokenize piece of sovereignty and you structure it properly, you create not just very powerful asset class, which has not been before, never existed before. Maybe the, whatever Indian company when they expanded in India, but there was never a proper shareholding structure even for the state. But combining the fact that you create a shareholding structure for the state with the fact that you're using crypto, I believe it's a really killer thing in many senses. And the potential expansion of this ecosystem when we basically created a machine where on one side you put money and on the other side you get more freedom. I believe it's extremely powerful tool, and the world will slowly wake up to it, what we have created. And I believe there will be many people to join it in the near future. And many people understand on conceptual level that what we have created is very powerful. We have supporters like Ron Paul, very famous congressman from United States, or Javier Milei, the new president of Argentina. They understand what we have built or what we are trying to achieve, and they support our vision. And now we've got bigger people like Justin Sun that show up and they stand up for the concept. But of course, building a new country is not that easy. It is there is a major barrier
That was
by
my
the
next
powers
question.
that be. Yeah, because there of course is this paradigm shift that we have to get through, and the establishment basically needs to get used to it. And being the first mover, of course, means that we are jumping over the biggest barrier in this regard. So we can expect different ups and downs on the way. I'm ready for any kind of development, and what I have made sure of that really the project is not depending on me anymore or anybody else, that it is properly decentralized, and that the government of Liberland is properly voted in every 3 months by the merit holders, and that it's selected by the people that have contributed the most to Liberland. So in our political system, really the biggest contributors to the state are choosing the most capable people to govern Liberland.
Yeah, it sounds like the people rules the system, not system rules the people. And from here we have a next question. As you know, Liberland not recognized from most of the countries. It's not a problem when you're born with a crazy idea. Nobody takes care on you. Yeah, it sounds something crazy, but we are creators. Yeah, we are crazy people, so it's okay on our way. Yeah. So how do you plan to fight it with a pressure of your cryptocurrency model there that you use? Because you know how it works in a system when it goes mostly in dollars. Yeah, we have last month we have some additional pressure on Salvador about their Bitcoin reserves. So how to fight with this and how long it can take to win in this battle? Or it's possible? to win?
Well, this was the main principle behind Liberland. We don't fight with anybody. We just concentrate on building. So, okay, sometimes we get smacked, but we don't care. We just try to do it better way next time. And we don't fight back. Like, okay, we fight back legally. I mean, we have been bulldozed in Liberland now, I think, 4 times. But that doesn't mean there is any legality on the side of whatever Croatia is doing. We don't care. We focus on building more and better, and we're also focused on building better and better blockchain and governance ecosystem. I mean, really, compared to Croatia, it's funny, like how many more years ahead are we in terms of even the management of the police, right? Like with Liberland, if you come to Liberland, you have this mobile app. You can very easily issue a warning that something is happening. The police from next month will be able to issue fines with 1 click and take care of the organizing of the security really in the way that Uber is organized. Well, if you get caught by Croatians, I don't know, they are trying to basically harass us with their legal system. But if they catch you, they spend 1 hour filling paperwork for the fine. It's crazy, or 30 minutes. And their hands are destroyed with writing fines. And we do the same procedure basically in a couple of seconds by clicking a couple buttons. So we really, again, we focus on building rather than fighting with anybody. And when we build something that is substantially better, the world will, I believe, appreciate it in a way, and we will be able to get full sovereignty as well as more international support for what we have done. And I'm looking forward that there will be more countries to adopt our model or potentially cut out pieces of their countries in order to try the Liberland model. And to be honest with you, the potential of Liberland is huge, especially when it comes to actually doing something in a friendly territory, not in a territory which there is somebody that doesn't like us. We are not on his territory, but if a sovereign country decides to cut out piece of their country, similar way Dubai cut out the Dubai International Financial District with a simpler jurisdiction, with a bunch of British judges. If some country decides to cut out piece of their territory, then we will see enormous boom when it comes to prosperity and economy, etc.
Yeah, perfect. It's really perfect and sounds good. Okay, but I understand that now you are focused on building yourself, no cares what's going around you, yeah, but it goes until you grows, yeah, when you become some bigger players want to interested what's going with you and trying to stop this way. Yeah, you prepared for this, or in this time of growth you don't care about this?
No, of course, we are making reasonable steps to be ready for any kind of scenario. Like right now, Liberland has been built in the way that we are no longer relying on any banking connections. We're completely basically connected to the system through decentralized bridges to system of decentralized exchanges. We also run our own decentralized exchange directly on our blockchain. So that has been a major step that has happened over the last 6 months, that we became completely independent from the existing financial system. Yet we, of course, still have good ties to it. And on the other hand, we were able to build a decent connection to the existing legal work and existing banking world. So Liberland company now can establish a subsidiary company in other recognized jurisdiction, and we're able to get a decent bank accounts for people, even though actually people don't need it. Like it's a step back but of course, like if you want to do business with some partners, you still have to have banking, you have to have credit cards, etc. So we have these things as well. We're just in finalizing stage of that. And when we properly offer it to the 850,000 or 780,000 actually currently people applied for citizenship, we will probably see a massive growth of Liberland economy.
Yeah, it's a big numbers and it's really impressive. Okay, and last question I think to you. where you will see Liberland in 10 years?
Well, okay, based on that assumption that I made at the beginning, that there will be 10% of global population running on a similar system to Liberland from 10 years now, we can say that basically 800 million people could be actually under the similar system of governance. So that would mean that country like India would adopt such a system. But of course, Liberland will also grow at the same time, I think in parallel to some other sovereign countries adopting similar systems. So I would say there will be at least 5-6 countries that will run sovereign UN countries that will run similar ecosystem. But Liberland itself could be, I would say, 100, maybe 10 million people in 10 years that will be part of it. And I think we will be one of the major economic players in the European region.
Yeah, you have all chances to get this because you are building from scratch and you need to make all the mistakes of classical financial. Yeah, you don't use it. You use now the best solutions from crypto market. Yeah, best Web3 tools. So I wish a lot of luck to Liberland. Maybe I thinking about to get my submission for a year residency. Yeah. I love creators. I love people who think in different ways, and I wish you a lot of luck. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Yeah, you too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay. We are waiting for next hour speakers, and now you can take 10-15 minutes for a coffee, for water, and see you later.